Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is the last Shabbat of the year. 5777 is going out. Wednesday, we start 5778, a new year with new hopes and new possibilities, and the challenges and sometimes even the sadness of this past year, we're going to try to put back in its place, not forgetting it, of course, but making sure that it does not dominate us, because we need to look forward into the new year, and yet we need a bookend. And tonight is the bookend of this last Shabbat. The Parsha in the Torah is called Nitzavim. I'll be talking about it on Kol Nidre, how we are all standing here. What does it mean to stand and look forward? What does that mean for us as a community? What does it mean for us as individuals? And one of the things that we like to do for Shabbat is not just stand together, we like to sing together. And yes, we do a lot of Hebrew singing. Why? Because that's been the song of our people for thousands of years. So we're going to start with a song called Yedid Nefesh. You may know, because you've heard me before, that the Kabbalat Shabbat, the songs before Baruch Hu, every Friday night, are really about God as our beloved, and then God as our bride, and then God as our better angels. And so this is a beautiful waltz of Yedid Nefesh. And if you want to follow it, you can follow it right up there. And we're going to start with the nigun. This is the nigun. A nigun is a song without words, like this. Da 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 Hear the words. Yedid Nefesh Am Harachaman Mishoch Avdecha El Ritzonecha. Wait, let's do the melody we said. We're going to do the melody that we have planned for, because we don't have all the words for the melody that I did, and that means it's my mistake, which means I now have to go to Yom Kippur.
Thank you.
Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman, Mishoch Avdecha El Ritzonecha, Mishoch Avdecha, Ya la 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 la, El Ritzonecha, Yarutz. Yarutz Avdecha Keremo Ayal Ishtachavei Yailai Ya la 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 El Mul Hadarecha. Yarutz again. Yarutz Avdecha Keremo Ayal Ishtachavei Yailai Ya la 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 El Muradarecha. From the beginning. Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman, Mishoch Avdecha El Ritzonecha, Mishoch Avdecha Ya la 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 la. My apologies and my thanks to my very patient colleagues to my left. Rachel, will you do me a favor? Bring your parents up on the pulpit for candles and kiddush. Come on, guys. And you can bring the doggy, too. It's fine. Dogs need Shabbos. That's okay. It's our custom to rise for candles and kiddush as you are able. Here we go. Oh, look, there's the Koblenz family. So, here you go. Elizabeth, take this. Go in vertically. Oh, go this vertically. There you go.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
So let's pass the candles. Baruch.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshani b'mitzvotav v'tzivani l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Will you hold this mic? We'll get ready for Kiddush right now. And we'll all sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho v'ahavahu ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. And what do we always say? It's just juice. There you go. Have a sip. Please, everybody, be seated. You want a sip of juice? No, not for Puppy. Puppy doesn't get the juice. Unless you're going to have a purple puppy. You want a purple puppy? Puppy likes pink instead of purple. Okay, come here. Come here. There we go. Come here. Oh,
We're going to continue shortly with Shir Ladonai from Psalm 96. There we go. Psalm 96.
This is a wonderful tune that I hear often in Jerusalem, and we don't do often enough here. And it goes like this. I'll try to get the right tune this time, okay? 1, 2, ready. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato. If you turn in your books, actually, if you had a book, you'd turn to page 20. Otherwise, you would just look up at the screen for Lecha Dodi. I am going to go back to camp for one more week. It's a lovely waltz. La 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 Lecha Dodi. La 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 Likrat Kala. La 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 Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikah. La 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 Lecha Dodi. La 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 Likrat Kala. La 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 Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikah. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Shem utiferen velitilai. Dai, 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 la 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 lechadodi. La 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 likrat kala. La 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 p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikah b'la verse 2. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor ha'beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshvat chilai. Dai, 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 la 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 lechadodi. La 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 likrat kala. La 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 p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikah b'la. Hitoreri, hitoreri. Ki ba'oreh kumi ori. Kevod Adonai alayich niglai. Dai, 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 la 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 lechadodi. Please rise and face the rear. The brides have just come in. La 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikah b'la. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'tzohala toch emunei am segula. Bow to the left and then to the right. La 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 lechadodi. Thank you, brides. La 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 likrat kala. Right there. La 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 p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikah b'la. La 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 lechadodi. La 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 likrat kala. La 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 p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikah b'la. If you want to move over in what's called the Family Reunification Project, it was perfectly acceptable to come up. They can come to you. Okay, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Anything I say will be wrong. So there's this beautiful version of Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, which is...
Rick, he's right there. Right in front of you.
And where's my capo? Excuse me, gotta find my capo. It was around. There it is. It was hiding. So Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat is the song for the Sabbath day. It is Psalm 92. And there's just a beautiful melody. It came out of Jerusalem about 10 years ago. And it's going to connect to a more familiar melody for those who have been to Reform services throughout their lives. So you're going to see that. It goes like this. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha ha'elyon, lehagid b'boker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha b'leilot, ve'le'asur v'ale'navel, alehi gayon bechinor, lehagid b'boker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha b'leilot, ale'asur v'ale'navel, alehi gayon bechinor. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha hayom, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, להקים בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינו. Here's the familiar part. צדיק אתה אמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, שנים רעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא הבלתה. You sing beautiful. We're going to go back to the very, very familiar. I know I'm changing things, but it doesn't change the words. This is the Shalom Aleichem that so many of us grew up with. It's like a lullaby of angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, if it was not the week leading up or the month leading up to the new year, we would go right on to Yitgadal, the Chatzi Kaddish. But there is part of a psalm, Psalm 27, that is done at our services to remind us of our longing to be in God's presence. And so the tune is called Achat, say Achat,
Achat.
Sha'alti,
Sha'alti,
Me'et Adonai,
Me'et Adonai,
Ota Avakesh.
Ota Avakesh.
Okay, so if you simply pick a key, I'll find you.
Okay. I'll find you. How about that? Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Again. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Shifti. Shifti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalo. Again. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker beheichalo. Once again. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Achat sha'alti Timeit Adonai Otavake Shifti Bevet Adonai Kol Yemei Chayai Lachazot Benoam Adonai Ulavaker Leichalo Lachazot Benoam Adonai Ulavaker Beheichalo.
As you're able, please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish before the Baruch Hu, the call to worship.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah
Amen.
Ya'alma divrach rutei v'mlich machutei B'chayechon v'mechon v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman karir yimeru Amen Yehesh merabah mevorach Le'olam le'almei almaya Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yibar v'yitromam V'yitnaseh v'yithatar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekurishah B'richu li'ela minkom berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'lechem Tamir al bi'alma v'yimeru Amen. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach
Baruch Adonai Vorach Leolam
Baruch
Vaed.
Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated, everyone.
As the days are starting to get a little bit shorter, I see the sunset more often. It's one of the things that I love is watching the sunset as light rolls into dark and dark rolls into light.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light.
Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to
Night together.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
This tune from Debbie Friedman of this prayer is more than 40 years old. And it has the distinction of reversing the polarity flow, as we used to say in Star Trek. It reversed the flow because we used to get all our music from Israel, and this has made it into Israeli consciousness. This beautiful song about how God loves us so much that God gives us rules to live by and rules to bind us together. Be'ahava, in love, goes like this. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם בלילה, נגי יומם בלילה. ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Please rise as you're able.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Listen up, y'all, says Shekhinah, who looks today like a teacher in corduroy dress and sedate boots. Let the smartphone rest a bit, or learn how to hear my voice coming through its speaker. Let your love for me well up like unexpected tears. Everyone serves something. Give your life to me. Let the channel of your heart open, and my abundance will pour through. Let my words twine around your arm and shine like a headlamp between your eyes to light the way. Teach them to everyone you meet. Write them at the end of your emails and on your business cards. Then you'll remember how to live with the flow of all that is holy. You'll have heaven right here on earth.
Beautiful.
Adonai Elohechem, amen.
Rabbi Gorman, can you tell us where that came from?
That came from the Velveteen Rabbi.
She writes a blog, The Velveteen Rabbi. I like that. So this is a new Micha Mocha we haven't done. It's by a very famous composer named Paul Zim. 1, 2, 3, ready.
Now with the words. Mi chamocha bo'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot sefer מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקר לפני משה מרים, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקר לפני משה מרים, זה לי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Hashkivenu is one of my favorite prayers in the Siddur, and there are a number of different settings. This one actually uses the words from the left-hand side of the page in our Siddur, in Mishkan Tefillah. It's written by Noah Aronson, and it's on an album called The Left Side of the Page, because he took the words that were put into Mishkan Tefillah as readings and set them to music. This one weaves the first line of Hashkivenu with the words, "Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms."
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Let's try that again.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom.
Let's do that again.
Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
I think that's a keeper.
Baruch atah Adonai
הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
I do like that one.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to do the Carlbach version.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Please rise as you're able for the Amidah. We begin with a prayer asking God to open our mouths in prayer.
Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, ufi agite hilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi agite hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, מורי אתה, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
May be seated. Passage from Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel's book, The Sabbath. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Please join with me a prayer asking God to accept our prayers.
Prayer is not a shout into an empty void, answered only by its own echo. Prayer is the spirit within us reaching out to the spirit of the universe. And prayer is that spirit responding to us. Praise are you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadecha b'yirah na'avod.
We also join together in a blessing of thanksgiving for the good in us, It calls us to a better life. We give thanks. For the strength to improve the world, with our hearts and hands we offer praise. For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty.
For the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimacha ulechana el lehodot.
And we continue with a song of peace, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
With all the prayers that we've said together and sung together, we haven't yet had the opportunity to offer the prayers of our hearts, the prayers that we don't share even with the people sitting next to us. I invite you now to take this moment to offer the prayers of your heart in silent prayer.
עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו with a mishaberach, a blessing for healing. There are people who have come into this room tonight experiencing deep loss. And there are others who hold out hope for those who are ill and struggling. What we know about those people who are ill is they're not here with us right now. And we wish and hope and pray for them to gain whatever healing that there might be for them. One of the hardest lessons we've learned over all the years is that you can be cured and not healed. And there are people who are healed, but never really cured, but their hearts are whole. It's our custom not only to sing this blessing of healing, but to give you a chance to say names that are in your hearts. And you could choose to say the name out loud and add it into the collective heart of our wonderful congregation tonight, or you could just say it quietly to yourself. When we sing the prayer, you could sing along with us, or you could simply sing amen, or you could simply close your eyes and let the thing just wash over you. As I look at your part of the congregation, please feel free to say the name of anybody for whom you wish healing of body, mind, or spirit, and please don't raise your hand. It's not class. The only thing we know about journeys is they have beginnings and ends. And Moses' journey, which started in a river, as he's placed in a basket in the Nile, is going to end in another river, in the Jordan, at the Jordan, where he himself will not go in, where he himself will not cross. He crossed God one time in too many, in numbers, and God said, "You're not going over." To me, it's one of the most amazing things that we take our most important figure and we let him complete his journey. We don't make him into an undying God or a Messiah. We let him complete his journey. All journeys have beginnings. They all have ends. A week ago, I completed the 11 months of mourning for my own father, who died tragically due to an accident last October. And what's been interesting to me is that the memories have been flooding back more intensely the last 2 weeks than over the last 3 months. My father was a fan of an old newscaster many of you may remember, whose name was Eric Severide. Eric Sevareid on CBS, when he was a young man, talked about what it was for him to take a friend and go down the Mississippi, down from Minnesota, down all the way to New Orleans, down the Mississippi, just two young men on their own. And I had this idea that I was going to recreate this. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Minneapolis, or if any of you have been to South Minneapolis, but Minnehaha Creek is in South Minneapolis. And I had a friend, and we took a rubber boat, and we were going to mimic Eric Sevareid's great voyage, going all 2.5 miles down Minnehaha Creek. My father was so excited that he helped us launch the boat, and he literally ran along the bank 2.5 miles to make sure we were okay. We were okay. And I wanted to tell him to just go home, but he was having such joy in watching this mini journey, watching this, that we let him go for the ride, so to speak. And it was great until about the last half mile. We're so close. We had to stop because Minnehaha Creek ends in a falls. Some of you know that. I went there just last year after burying my dad, and they're big, they're large. They're not Niagara. And so there's a rope there. There's no sign saying you have legal liability unless if you ignore the sign. Just a thin rope. I guess you could go over if you wanted to, but we didn't. And my father was running to the rope so he could get into the creek and stop us. And that's when he tripped on the tree root. He fell splat. And how can you not laugh a little? I mean, it's your dad. When your dad goes splat, you have to laugh a little, even though it wasn't the kindest thing I ever did with my dad. And we're looking at him there, and my father reached up with his muddy face and just pointed and said, "The rope!" And we looked around, whoa! And we climbed out of the boat and stopped the boat with our feet before we could be dragged over the falls. It was an exciting journey. It was fun. We got our hands a little bit dirty. It was not like Eric Sevareid. It was an adventure in water. We cannot talk about water without talking about our friends who have been inundated. Our former president, Alan Cookson, in Houston with Liz. Our dear friends, I called every one of our congregants in Houston and Florida this week to make sure they were okay, and they are. But boy, it's been scary. It's all right when you're floating on the water and you've got control, but it's not fun when the water threatens to overwhelm you. I think of my colleague, Rabbi Michael Feshbach. He just moved from the Washington area to take up a new pulpit in Paradise, St. Thomas, where his house was destroyed this past week. And he is begging the American government to send supplies. The Virgin Islands, those people are citizens, and we haven't quite taken care of them. And so to go from a game going down Minnehaha Creek to harsh reality is a challenge. And yet part of that is the path we take on Rosh Hashanah, leading to Rosh Hashanah. The summer, for many of us, despite personal difficulties, has been light and airy, and sometimes you got to splash in water for fun. And now we're reaching the end of that journey and starting another one. So this is not just a brief message I want to give about why our government should do more for flood victims. That's kind of a given. But to understand what a blessing it is for us to control our own voyage. What a blessing it is to decide when we get out of the water instead of when the water covers us. And so all those dear, dear people in Houston and in Florida, in Jacksonville, in Boca Raton, in Miami, even as far north as Atlanta, They are in our hearts and our prayers. So many of you opened your wallets and your purses to send help through the URJ or the Federation or the Red Cross. May we continue to do so, that they might end their journey in water with more comfort and ease than they started it. May their journey end in love, and may we provide the means for that love. Amen. Well, you know, it's the family service. We do birthday blessings. Was anybody born in September? Anybody? Come here. Come here. Come on, Sandy. Come on, guys. Stand up here. I'm going to move my stand here. Okay. Line up here. You're going to be first. You're always first. There we go. So what I want you to do, we always do this. I want you to say your name and your birth date, the actual day in September, and how old you are. And Sandy doesn't have to unless he wants to. Okay?
Do you want to use the handheld mic?
No, that's fine. Okay. Tell your name.
Rachel.
Rachel what?
Clara.
Kalora. Right. What's your birthday?
September 5th.
And you're 25.
No,
What are you?
7.
7? You'll make it there.
Sandy Gross, September 1st, 1935.
We'll do the math.
Yeah, well, I'm starting my 83rd year.
Wonderful.
Tom Calson, September 13th, and I'm still in my 60s.
Wonderful.
For one more year.
Ethan Anish, September 29th. I'm turning 13.
And you got a bar mitzvah coming up next month. There you go.
Sarah Chandler, September 21st and 27.
Fantastic. Ram?
Ram Kosovsky, September 24. I'll be 84.
When I'm 64. Right, I know. So let me offer a brief blessing. Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our fathers and mothers. May these wonderful people be blessed as they end one year of life and go into a new year of life, and they end one year of our calendar and enter a new Jewish year as well. May they be succored with strength, strengthened with love. May they know that they are such blessings to those who know them and care for them so much. May they be blessed throughout their lives, even as they're blessed at this moment. Yes, it's birthday, right? Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yar Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God cause God's light to shine on you, be gracious to you. Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up God's presence to you and grant you wholeness, fulfillment, joy. A couple presents wouldn't be bad either. But most of all, peace, as together we say, Amen. Let's sing Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who has caused us to live, sustain us, and allowed us to reach this very, very happy time. Give me a high five. Ah, you missed. There you go. Did everybody get candy? Who wants candy? And all we ask is that you put the wrapper in your dad's pocket. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Happy bar mitzvah. Happy birthday. Mazel tov. And Yom Huledet Sameach. All right, I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly. It's a really big week. What's going on Wednesday night? What do you think it is? It's called Rosh Hashanah. So before that, tomorrow, there's Torah study in the Lockout Lounge, and the informal service is at 9:15. But tomorrow night, we have our large program called Slichot. It actually officially begins the repentance season. It starts at 6:30. Our friends from Rhoda are coming up. We're showing a 45-minute film featuring Fritz Ottenheimer and his musical partner Susanne Ortner and their incredible collaboration to tell the story of the Holocaust that Fritz understood in words and Susanne Ortner's amazing music. So that's at 6:30. Then we have Oneg at 7:15, and at 7:45 to 8:30. We'll be done by 8:30. Not Jewish Standard Time, I promise. We'll be done at 8:30. And you'll hear the shofar blown for the first time. We'll do some of our prayers that are part of the liturgy for the first time, and we'll hear the amazing Shema Kolenu that you're going to be singing tomorrow night as well. So, Sunday, 11:30, is the service of remembrance at the Temple Sinai Memorial Park. That's at 11:30 in the morning. and we're hoping for good weather that everybody who wants to can come out for that. If you come to the Memorial Park service afterwards, and if there's somebody who you wish to honor at a grave out there, both Cantor Berman and I will go to any grave to say the prayer, El Maleh Rachamim, God full of compassion, in their memory and in their honor. Then there's a lot going on Wednesday night. At 5:30 in the evening on Wednesday is the Rosh Hashanah Tot service with Rabbi Gorbin in the Barnett Chapel with the knife. Oh, that's clue. That's a whole different thing, right? No knives with children, right? A bad rabbi. Bad. Now I really have to go to Yom Kippur. Our Rosh Hashanah services are here at 7:30 in the evening. The Rosh Hashanah Tot service in the morning is at 8 a.m. also in the chapel. And then we have two services in the morning, 8:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock, and then 11:30 to about 1. There's a community family service at 4:45 that is going to be at Frick Park. Will you please come up and explain where people are going to go for Tashlich, for the service and Tashlich?
Okay, so there are a number of different entrances to Frick Park. You want to take the one that goes through Regent Square. You turn right at the get-go. You know what I'm talking about?
Hutchinson. But
Okay, great. Come on. I have not yet met a person in Pittsburgh who actually uses a street name. And now you're telling me street names?
I know, it's where Isley's used to be, right? Okay.
And okay, so then right on Lancaster, basically you go down Hutchinson almost until the end, and then you turn right when you see the Welcome to Frick Park sign. And then you follow Lancaster all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll direct you from there.
All right, also, because we are on the Israeli calendar, we do 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. So the second day's service will be on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. That'll be up in the chapel as well. And next week, Shabbat service is going to be at, anybody know when? 7 o'clock. How about next month? When's it going to be? How about next January? When's it going to be? 7 o'clock. Never anymore have to figure out when services are going to be. Okay. So afterwards, it's family service. So we have ice cream. I hope that people will enjoy the ice cream. And before that, we're going to finish up our prayers with Aleinu and Kaddish. As you're able, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר וירא אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We call to mind those who died at the season in years past and those who died more recently. It's our custom as the name is read of somebody for whom you are going to be saying Kaddish tonight, either yahrzeit or a period of mourning, that you rise so we can recognize you as a mourner. At the very end, we'll ask everyone to rise, everyone, so that no mourner would ever need to stand alone. This week, we especially remember the names of Robert Amper, Rose Berger, Morris Bernstein, and Eva Bett, Leonard Briskin, Donald Brown, and Samuel Drotman, Pinya Glusman, Eva Goldberg, Harry Goldblatt, and Emmanuel Goldsmith, Hyman Goldsmith, Harry Gross, William Hanna, Dolores Sarah Heller, Jane Hirsch, Jenny Kaufman, Gertrude Caton, Albert A. Claudel, Leo Kronzek, Lena Lebov, Harry Lewick, Irene Lewick, Ralph Margolis, Bertha Miller, Ella Sachs Nathanson, Norman Rich, Lenore Rosen, Charlotte Rudell, Louise Finn Silverberg, Dr. Red Silverman, Mervyn Stewart, Norman Wedner, Bella Weiner, and Sam Weissman. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn: Dore Epstein, Ann Kit Minden, Myron Taubé, and Barry Goldstein. It's my sad duty to announce the death of Harriet Sharap, the mother of Ronnie Sharap, and she'll be buried on Sunday at the Memorial Park. I'll ask that everybody else please rise with our mourners, and those who are saying Kaddish, we say Kaddish now. Yid Gadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'olma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'yimru. Amen.
Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam le'amei maya.
Yid barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei de kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Damiram b'yoma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleina ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, upon our terribly broken world, on all of Israel, but all of us who still mourn our beloved dead, as together we say.
Amen.
Please remain standing. We're going to end this year, the last Shabbat of the year, with a blessing. The blessing is the same blessing I gave all of our birthday kids, and including you. And again, this is a lovely, lovely old version. And if you want, you can simply stand there and be blessed. Or you can simply respond to Amen at the end.
Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom.
We're going to try one more time. If you can manage it, try to sing with us. It's a blessing for all of us. 1, 2, ready, and Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom.
Ruchim atem v'voachem, ruchim atem b'tzeitchem me'ata ve'ad. Blessed are you as you come into our sacred space, and blessed are you as you go out into the sacred space of the world. As you go out into the world, I hope that you find journeys that bring you blessing and wholeness. And together we say,
Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers and other kinds of good stuff to eat. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom.